You are nothing. Just a young, broke community organizer in the poorest district of the city. You wear a cheap, oversized gray suit you bought from a thrift store, and your shoes have holes in the soles. Your days are spent handing out flyers in the freezing rain, begging the local government not to bulldoze your neighborhood's only park to build a luxury casino. You still believe in the system. You believe that if you speak loud enough, the truth will win. But when the riot police arrive with batons, you learn your first real lesson. You are thrown to the muddy ground, a boot pressed against your throat. You taste blood and dirt. In that suffocating moment, staring at the polished shoes of the city mayor walking safely behind the police line, a dark seed is planted in your mind. Being right doesn't matter. Only power matters. You run for the local city council. Your heart is full of fire, but your campaign bank account is empty. The polls show you losing to the corrupt incumbent. Late one rainy night, a black town car pulls up outside your tiny, leaking apartment. A wealthy real estate developer sits in the back. He hands you a thick, unmarked envelope filled with crisp $100 bills. Just a donation for a bright young man, he smiles. Just remember who helped you when you win. You know this money is stained with the eviction of families in your district. You hesitate, your hand trembling. But you think of the boot on your throat. You take the envelope. It feels unnervingly heavy in your pocket. The fire in your heart begins to turn into cold, calculating ice. You win the election in a landslide. You are now a respected councilman. You wear a tailored black suit that hides the fact you haven't slept in weeks. The developer comes calling to collect his debt. He wants the contract to demolish the very park you once bled to protect. Your old friends, the activists you used to march with, crowd your office lobby, holding signs with your name, begging you to vote no. You sit in your leather chair, the heavy wooden doors muffling their chants. If you vote no, the developer will leak the photos of the illegal donation. You will lose everything. You walk out to the balcony, avoiding the eyes of your former friends, and cast your vote, yes. The park is destroyed. As the bulldozers roll in, you realize the naive boy who handed out flyers is dead. You have crossed the line, and there is no going back. You are elected mayor. The city is yours, but it is drowning in debt. The traditional avenues of funding are closed. You are approached by a cartel proxy, a well-dressed man who smells of expensive cologne and gunpowder. He offers to fund the city's infrastructure and your future campaigns, asking only that the police turn a blind eye to the cargo containers arriving at the eastern docks. You sit in the opulent mayor's office, staring at the golden pen on your desk. You sign the executive order redirecting the police patrols. The city flourishes on the surface. Skyscrapers pierce the clouds. But underneath, the streets are flooded with poison. You justify it to yourself. You tell yourself it's for the greater good. But every time you look in the mirror, the shadows around your eyes seem a little darker. The stakes elevate. A rival politician, an honest man who cannot be bought, discovers the cartel money flowing into your accounts. He plans to go to the federal press in the morning. You call an emergency meeting in a dimly lit underground parking garage. The cartel proxy stands across from you, smoking a cigar. We can make him disappear, he whispers, the smoke curling around his face like a snake. But we need your nod. Your stomach twists into a tight knot. This isn't just bribery anymore, this is murder. The cold wind howls through the concrete pillars. You give a single, silent nod. The next day, the news reports a tragic, fatal car accident. You attend his funeral, wearing your sharpest black suit, shaking hands with his weeping widow. Your soul is completely numb. You launch your campaign for the presidency. The opposition is fierce. Tens of thousands of students take to the streets, protesting your ties to the underworld. They hold up banners with your face painted like a demon. You watch them from the bulletproof glass of your penthouse. You don't feel guilt, you only feel an overwhelming rage. They don't understand what it takes to rule. You order the militarized police force to clear the square. You watch the live feed as tear gas canisters explode in the crowd and batons crack against skulls. It is a massacre. The media calls you a tyrant, but the frightened silent majority calls you a strongman. Fear becomes your greatest weapon. You realize that love is fickle, but terror is absolute. Election night. The genuine votes show you losing by a significant margin. But you have spent years placing your loyalists in every level of the Electoral Commission. In a hidden war room, filled with the hum of servers and the glow of blue screens, you give the final order. The numbers are manipulated. Entire districts vanish from the tally. At dawn, you step onto the grand balcony of the presidential palace. The crowd below is cheering, though half of them were paid to be there. You are sworn in as the President of the Republic. The heavy golden chain of office is placed around your neck. It feels like a shackle. You have reached the absolute peak of power, but you are surrounded by enemies, real and imagined. You rule with absolute authority. The Constitution has been suspended for the safety of the nation. You have eliminated the cartel, not out of justice, but because you tolerate no rivals. Your former allies, the ones who helped you cheat and murder, are now in underground prisons, because they know too much. You wander the vast, empty halls of the presidential palace at 3 a.m. You trust no one. The food must be tasted before you eat it. The shadows in the corners of your room seem to whisper treason. You are the most powerful man in the country, yet you are the ultimate prisoner. You wear a bulletproof vest under your silk pajamas. The isolation is deafening. You have built a fortress, but you have locked yourself inside. The breaking point arrives. The military, unpaid and starving, turns against you. Millions of citizens, no longer afraid of death, breach the outer gates of the palace. The sound of gunfire echoes through the marble corridors. The thick wooden doors of your bunker shudder under the impact of heavy artillery. Your guards have abandoned you. The electricity is cut off. You sit alone in the pitch black, the emergency red lights bathing the room in a bloody glow. You hear the heavy boots marching down the hall. There is no helicopter waiting. There is no secret tunnel. The empire you built on bones and lies is collapsing in real time. The handles of the bunker doors begin to turn. The heavy metal doors are blown off their hinges. Smoke and dust fill the room. The revolutionaries storm in, rifles aimed directly at your chest. You don't raise your hands. You just sit there behind your massive mahogany desk. In your final moments, as the blinding flashlights hit your face, you don't see the soldiers. You see the muddy park from years ago. You see that young, naive boy in the oversized gray suit, handing out flyers in the rain, believing in justice. You wonder exactly when that boy died. You traded your soul for the world, and in the end, you lost both. The screen cuts to black as a single, deafening gunshot rings out. There is no escape. Blood in, blood out.